Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by my YouTube channel today and checking out this final test video of Jim's Reliant T-40 Pellet Stove Controller. For those of you who've seen some of my previous Breckwell videos, you'll notice that this controller looks very similar to that. It turns out there's a huge difference. This controller is not AC powered, but it's DC powered. It's made to run from a battery, and a battery that could be backed up by solar cells, for example. The stove itself does have an AC to DC power converter inside, but that was not something that Jim sent to me. So I went ahead and I put together some hardware to make this controller work on my bench, and we'll go through the final test now that everything is put together. So I'll describe what I have here to start with. Since this is a DC controller, I can't use AC light bulbs to simulate the different functions of the stove, so I'm using a couple of fans to do that. One of the fans will simulate the auger, and we'll see whenever it comes on, the flag here will come up. One is to simulate the room fan. That's the one that blows hot air into the room. I have a 12 volt DC power supply. Basically I have it set to 13.8 volts DC and I maxed it at 1.5 amps. And I have an ohm meter connected to the relay dry contacts on the controller, which are connected to the igniter circuit, which is off board of this controller. So when the controller calls for the igniter to come on, dry contacts close on the controller and an off-board circuit ignites the element and gets the fire started. So let's go ahead and turn on the controller and we'll see what happens. When I turn it on, the room fan comes on immediately. That is very similar to the AC powered controller. So I have the room fan on and I have a little light here to indicate that it's on. What I can do now in manual mode is a few tests. The first things I'm going to check are the manual feed, which will cause the auger to drive. So as I press that, we'll notice the fan will spin up and the flag will fly. Notice how that works. As the fan slows down, because it's a slow turning fan, the flag settles. I can turn it back on again. So the manual feed is functioning correctly. The next thing I can check is the room fan speed. I am on low right now, so if I press the high fan, we'll hear this fan go up a little bit in pitch. See that? It's not much of a difference. Obviously I don't have the right fan for this, but it's good enough for testing purposes. The next thing I'll check is the low to high fan positions. That will cause the room fan to change, but again it'll be difficult to discern a change. So let me go ahead and change that. So that is working as well. It's a very small change in the fan speed, but it is working. Unfortunately I couldn't make the intensity of this light change that much. So I was hoping that I could make that light intensity change. So on my power supply we can see right now that just running this fan and the controller I'm drawing 0.35 amps. Not very much, 350 milliamps. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and go to the automatic mode. To go to automatic mode, I'll press on the start button. That will cause a few things to happen. One is the green light at the top here telling us we're in automatic mode will come on. It will start a timer inside the controller for the first cycle of the auger to drive, and at the same time when I release this switch we should be able to see this go from overload to zero, a short circuit. So let's go ahead and do that. Press, we see the green light come on and the fan spins up, and as I release, notice that I've gone to 0 ohms. So basically the dry contacts inside the controller are closed and the external contacts should now be driving a circuit to drive the element. In this mode we can see that the duty cycle is quite low. Fan runs up for a little bit and then there's a long off time. Just enough for the flag to settle. Let's go through that one or two more times. Now let's go ahead and turn the intensity of the fan up, and that will cause the auger to drive longer. So I'm on high right now. So we should see the fan here, the auger will drive longer, the flag will be up longer, and the duration of off time will be shorter. Notice how that's on longer. At the same time, whenever the auger is being driven, you should see a little green light in the back of the controller light up. I'll say one more thing at this point is that the current draw nearly reaches 1 amp when we start up the fan, or we start up the auger motor, so to speak. That current draw will vary based on the actual load of the motor, the auger motor that it sees. All this to say that everything in the controller is functioning correctly right now. We're able to change the auger duty cycle. We're able to change the room fan speed. We're able to set the controller in automatic or manual. And we're able to use the manual feed button at will. So even in automatic it will work. Notice how the fan is now on. And I will release it when that light goes off. Alright Jim, I want to thank you very much for sending me your controller for repairs. I appreciate it very much. It took me a little bit of time to decipher the circuit that this controller goes into, but I think I have it now. For all of you other owners out there, if you have a Reliant stove of your own, whether it's AC powered or DC powered, and you have some issues with it, feel free to contact me. My contact information can be found in the video description just below this video. For all of you, if you found this video informative, I hope you'll take a few seconds and click the thumbs up to like the video, and I hope that you'll take the time to subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye bye.